Just another manic Monday. I don't mean fun day. Right, it's Monday. The cows came in this morning. They came in for good for this winter. When I say they came in this morning, what I really mean is I shut the gate and didn't let them back out again this morning. Blooming typical. We've got blue sky now, look. But we've had, so this is obviously, you're watching this a little bit after I filmed it. Yeah, horrendous rain over the weekend. We brought the young cattle up to higher ground. The cows managed to graze some of the higher ground, and then realistically we realised that it was really difficult to know what to do. But if we left the cows out any longer, there was going to be nothing for the heifers. Because if you can look behind here, you can actually see the floods, and our lower ground is like that, right across there. So there's nothing to the lower ground for the heifers to graze. So what we decided to pull the cows back inside and let the heifers have what's left, and they've been moved up to higher ground now. We don't know how long we got with that. If I get to the end of November and they're still out, that's pretty good. So and then so in theory we should have the silage clamp open, but we haven't, and I'm still putting round bales out. I'm just going to move. Let's crack on. We've got stuff to do, because I am actually opening the clamp today, but I'm not going to let them on it. So as you well know, I bought in a load of round bales, and because of the dire situation of the silage clamp, I haven't been able to bring myself to open it, because I'm looking at it going, well, that's not going to last, that's not going to last. So what we've been doing is we've been grazing the cows outside and giving them round bale silage. Now, I know that the silage, I'm glad to have it, I'm very grateful, but it's not a great silage, the round bale silage. It's last year's silage, it's not the best. And I'm sure the guy who sold to me admits to that as well. So it was all right while they were having some nice fresh grass out in the field, because some of that was like spring grass. But we are in a situation now, if I just keep feeding them these round bales, we're going to lose the milk yield. So I'm basically, what I'm thinking is, this is the last day for round bales. They came in today, we fed them round bales this morning. I haven't had time to open the clamp today, not ready for tonight. I'm going to open it. It's all I'm trying to balance everything. I'm probably what I'm going to do this afternoon is get some tyres off and some of the straw off, get it ready for opening maybe tomorrow afternoon. And then I think I'll plan to put out bales this afternoon. I'm trying to talk to you, I'm multitasking, you know what I'm like. I'm a bloke, I'm a farm bloke, I'm not very good at multitasking. Yeah, so I'm planning to put bales out tomorrow morning. Now you can see one in there, in the ring feeder there. Bales out, these are ready for tomorrow. Bales out tomorrow. And then I'm hoping maybe tomorrow night we'll have the silage clamp paper, because that is really what you want. Anyway, let's crack on. Right. Let's go and move some more of these tyres. Realistically, I should have the loader bucket on, but oh yeah, let me feel my nostrils. But I can't be asked to change the bucket, so I'm going to be putting them on the fork. Here we go. Look. So, as you well know, what an abysmal year it was for silage. We put bugger all in there. It is an ultimate disaster this year for silage. It's really bad. We'll have another look later, they're busy on it, but ultimately there's nothing in there. And there you go. And there we are. So some years I'm to the front. This year I'm starting a bay behind, so I am, to be honest, I am quite nervous now this winter. We played it quite well through the summer. We got through without any grass. Sorry, I'm just trying to multitask and find my manky glove. because I got the camera with me. I put the left-hand glove in my right-hand pocket because I put the camera in my left-hand pocket. And I'm trying to talk to you one-handed, so I'm trying to pull out the gloves. Look at this, look, magic. You can put a glove on with one hand. I can't, no. Oh, they're full of germs, aren't they? Look at the state of those. I'm going to get foot and mouth now. At least you can't get it twice, can you? I've forgotten what I was saying now. Distracted by a manky glove. Yeah, I am quite nervous about this clamp because of our situation. We got through summer all right. We definitely got through summer fine with feeding. The milk held up quite well considering we were feeding round bale silage that was a year old. But we're heading into winter now, and it's not just the quality of the silage I'm worried about, it's the quantity. And that's really where we're at, is are we going to have enough to see us through the winter? And I can't answer that at the moment. So I can answer that by the time we get to probably end of January. I'll know where we're going then, because we'll have February, March. Even then I'm nervous because it really depends on the weather. If we have a late spring, if we go into the end of March, you know, if we get some snow and some frost and stuff, we're a bit screwed. We have to let the cows out early, which isn't good. And then we run out of grass to feed them on the back end when we're trying to save it for May. The only positive is, like, you're robbing Peter to pay Pan. Is it robbing Peter to pay Paul? Yeah. We've got the grass we've sown under the hill. Potentially that could go in the silage clamp, which means I could graze some of the silage ground near the farm if we have to put the cows out early. So that might be an option. I'm always trying to think of a plan. We've got to have a plan. A man with no plan is a man with Peter Pan. I don't know what I'm on about. Right, let's get on with this. Oh yeah, I'll come back and tell you. I've got an exciting giveaway I'm going to do in January. We'll cheer everyone up. There is going to be a big Funky Farmer giveaway in January. But let me just get on with this first and I'll tell you about that at the end. Alright, good stack on there. Okay, let's go. Hey ho, let's go. Just booked my TB test. TB test is booked for the beginning of March. That's something to look forward to, isn't it? Hey, we always love our TB test at No Farmer Ever. I was trying to aim for it to have it at half term for Harry and the boys to help. Harry and Jack to help, I mean. But the practical side of it was, if I booked it for half term, we'd lose a window of probably 3 weeks. Because we don't have to officially get our TB test done till the end of March. And half term's mid-March. And so the problem with that is, if we get any calves, we've lost the 3 weeks where we can sell them. So, and it's still sort of winter time where we haven't got storage space, so I figured it's better to actually put it off till the last possible moment. That'll take us into early March, so if we fail, we then have got, we'd fail at the beginning of March, we'd only have a month or so with the animals in, then we can, if we do fail, which to be honest, our chances is quite high, if we do fail, we could have the summer with cattle inside. So with calves inside, which we could then keep because we got stung big time on storage on sales last time. We were selling them flipping nearly half a price because we were shut down with TB, and we didn't have any space to keep them because we were shut down in winter. So I'm sort of trying to book the TB test lastminute.com. End of April, beginning of March. That buys us a summer window. Let's hope that works. Oh, you're just gambling, aren't you? But that's always good to gamble and try and get ahead of the game. I haven't bothered putting my gloves back on. These aren't too bad. I think I'm going to get these bales tyres off, probably take a bit of straw back, but what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to open that tonight, because otherwise I give the cows a bit of a sniff of it and they'll probably all want to flipping stampede on there. So it's probably better if I just concentrate on clearing it rather than opening it. And I don't know what should we have a sneaky peek at the end? I don't know. We'll see. Right, let's get a few more off. We'll have a chat at the end. Right, last load on. Not the last load on, is it? I'm just talking nonsense today. I tell you what, it's Monday, isn't it? I'm not really awake. Not the last load on, but certainly not the first either. Right, let's get this off. It's the last one I'm going to film before I finish. Anyway, I'm going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the rest, and then I'm going to chat a little bit again about my special giveaway. Got a couple of other things. Ooh, what's happened here? Just jumped out of gear. A couple of other things coming up as well. I'm doing some sort of weird interview for BBC. I hate it when people slag the BBC when I'm involved with it, because I'm not part of their whole strategy game of politics, if you like. I'm just a farmer coming on, and I kind of like to give my opinion about farming if I can, and give a balanced view, but obviously a balanced view according to my opinion. And I kind of think that actually some people say don't get engaged with the BBC. Well, if we don't engage with them and put our side of the opinion, you only have their view, don't you? So although you might not like who necessarily they represent or whoever, whatever you're into, I'm trying to do it for the better good of farming, so I think I'd rather engage with them than leave it and say don't bother, because otherwise how do they get the other opinion? Anyway, that was a little bit of wasn't a rant, but that was a comment. I'm doing an interview with them, but it's something called Room, I think it's Room, he said it's a bit like Room 101. Some chap phoned me up today from the BBC, and I can't get too excited. I'm on between 12 o'clock and midnight and 2 o'clock in the morning. But it's basically going out over all the local network of radio stations throughout the UK, so 39 stations. And basically you have one item you can take with you, a bit like Desert and Discs, I suppose. You take an item with you, or you put in Room 101 as your item. Isn't Room 101 the bad things? Actually, I might have that wrong. Oh. I think it was something you wanted to look at. I said I want to take my Red Fergie, and I was going to tell the story about that. Flipping heck, I want to bin that. Isn't Room 101 the bad things you want to get rid of? Oh. Well, let's have a chat with that. Maybe it's a flipping heck. I thought it was actually. I think it was along the lines of something opposite of Room 101. You want to take something good with you. Let's say we got that right. Otherwise, I'm going to be talking on the radio about this tractor, the Red Fergie, I want to get rid of, and I don't want to get rid of it. Yeah, so I'm doing that coming up. As usual, they don't tell you broadcast time or something all day. I'll probably find that out when I do it. I'm recording that next week. But that's all a bit of fun, isn't it? I did an interview as well the other day with another chap who had a YouTube channel. It's a Meet the Farmer, it was. I can't remember what his name was. But if you look up Meet the Farmer on YouTube, you'll find an interview with me, blabbing on recklessly. It was quite nice, actually. He was a good chap, and it was nice to have a chat with someone over a period of time rather than sort of like 2-minute snaps when you do a bit of TV or something. You literally get 30 seconds. But I tell you what I did think. What I really like, and this is down to you guys, nothing to do with me, is I really like the way that no one bigs me up. I honestly mean that. I don't like it when someone comes on and is mean and nasty, you know, because sometimes people can just be horrible and they just want to be horrible. But generally speaking, when people come on and take the mickey, say I do something like that, so someone will come on and say, "Where's Veronica?" or just silly stuff, you know, and you know, it stops you getting ahead of yourself and thinking you're better than anyone else, because it's just, people take the mick. And I was just like, when Harry was in the flooded field the other day, and someone went on Facebook, I bet he's looking for a lost euro. Well, obviously that was an Irish comment, but because he was bent down in the water. And it's just, I think it's the British, or maybe it's the Irish as well, British sense of humour is a little bit of a gentle put down. It doesn't do you any harm at all, really. So keep it coming, because I don't take myself too seriously, and I don't think anyone else does either. So that's really, I actually really like that. Because no good being the big I am man, is it? Because at the end of the day, look at me, I'm here. While you're watching this, probably in your nice warm room, I'm slipping, I ain't got my gloves on. I'm probably putting my hands in rat poo at this very moment. I mean, it must be different, actually, because the sort of bloke did talk about influencers when I was chatting to him on the interview. And I said, well, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I don't really think of myself as an influencer, although technically I suppose I am. But, you see, some of these influence people really think they're really the dog's doodads, don't they? But they're probably more the ones that are trying to be an influencer. Sorry, I'm philosophising here. This has nothing to do with farming. I'm just philosophising. I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to myself. But what it must be like to be an influencer that has to go out and create content just being an influencer. So you've got to go to somewhere to review it all the time. You know, so your job is to say restaurant reviews. It's kind of almost forced, isn't it? Because you've got to kind of book those restaurant reviews up, and you create that content, but you're going to that restaurant on purpose to make the content, which is kind of weird, really, because I don't do that, because obviously I'm not making this content. Whether this film camera would be here or not, I would be undoing these bales. I can't get my words out. Undo these tyres. I would be moving these tyres whether you're here with me or not. So it's not like I'm creating content like a restaurant review person is. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know where I got on this subject. I am going mental. I'm probably not allowed to use the word mental, but because I'm not a famous influencer, it doesn't matter, I can use the word mental. I'm going mental. Don't you hate it how things like that, you're not allowed to use words like that anymore and stuff? Because it doesn't mean anyone derogatory with mental health problems. I have no problem with those people, but you can use it in a way that doesn't mean it nastily. But some parts of society have got like that now and then. Can't use certain words, can't be seen in certain places. I'm not talking about flipping waving a Nazi flag or anything like that. I'm just talking about just the things that when I grew up you could do and you can't anymore. Anyway, licorice, there's one. You know the sherbet fountains? They're crap now. They're really crap. When I was a kid they were in paper, and they had a bit of sherbet, licorice sticking out the top, and invariably you ended up sucking it because you couldn't suck through it. And you had this cardboard thing that got all soggy and everything, but that was all part of the joy of it. Anyway, I got one the other day for the kids. Well, for me really. Okay, I got one for me. It's crap now. It's in a plastic top tube. It's just lost all the joy of it. The licorice that sticks out the top isn't really licorice, it's a bit of plastic. It's rubbish. And it doesn't go soggy. Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in not having this soggy bottom? I don't know. Right, I get it. Right, I'm going to turn this off. We'll have a look at the end. I've rabbited on quite a bit. I'm going to tell you about my giveaway in a bit. I will. Next time I turn this camera on, I'll tell you what I'm going to give away in January. Right, that is actually the last load of tyres. See if I don't mess up my words in this last little bit of the video, because I have done that most of the time today. Right, so I'm just going to park this up. We'll have a quick look under the sheet. I haven't actually had time to move the bales. I don't think I will now. The tyres are what takes the time really, because I can pull the bales back pretty quick. So what I'm going to do is just going to have a quick look under the sheet. If you remember, it was actually very dry when we made the silage, and it was blowing out of the back of the trailer. You can have a look at this little bit of the video. Look at this. This was the second cut. We don't normally make second cut, but this is second cut going in because we were so short. We had to just drag out anything off the fields we could. But look how dry it was. It was blowing out the back of the trailer. Look here, what a crop. That should be thick. The only thick person is me for being a farmer. What a year. You can see there, it was pretty shocking how dry it was. And we were really struggling to get anything in that clamp. So what I've got in there now is probably going to be pretty dusty and dry at the front. Let's go and have a look. I'll just take this off. No, I won't take this off the stand. I'll leave this on the stand. Look, they're munching on those bales now. Look, they actually do like them. Like I said, it's not the best quality. The outsides always look rough, but once they've actually taken off the kind of outer bit, the bales themselves are pretty good. Look. But I don't think that's first cut silage, I'm not sure. I'm just happy they've got it. Right, so let's have a look at this. So underneath here is some second cut, which I can see here it looks pretty dry, but that's been exposed to the air because I think the sheet got pushed back. I'm expecting some sort of mould. Right, okay, let's just have a look. It's not the best smelling. No, it's not the best. If you've ever sniffed silage, like I have, you'll know the flavours, if you like. It's got a certain smell to it, and some of it smells better than others. I wouldn't say that smells the best. However, that is the top area. Always the top area gets a bit of air on it and stuff, even though you've got a sheet on it. So you're not going to get the best silage on the top. It's going to be, say, 6 inches underneath, I would have thought, which is why whenever they do sampling, we have our silage sampled, they come in and do a core, and they have a big sort of like core thing, and they just push it down through. They don't take a bit off the top. They push right through down, take a plug, and that is where you get the proper analysis of what's in the middle, not on the top, which is dried out or could be a bit mouldy or got dust in it or anything. Right, yeah, so anyway, we're going to be feeding that possibly tomorrow. Wait, but rain bales tomorrow morning. I think I'll probably get them on that tomorrow night. Maize clamp. Probably going to. Oh, there's a little birdie in there. Maize clamp. Double McCormick. Maize clamp probably open the end of the week or next week. How much time I've got. I'm really behind on the cleaning the gutters out. I've left the ladder up on the side of the shed for ages to try and get out there and clean the gutter. It flooded over the other day. I've got to do some like maintenance before winter, so I need to probably get that done. Got to get this open. I've got a carbon footprint tomorrow from Muller, which is just, it's a load of time wasted. I mean, very well spent. Obviously, you're really concerned about your carbon footprint of your milk, and I know it's the first thing you think of when you go and buy a litre of milk is what's the carbon footprint on that litre of milk, which is sure is very, very important to you when you're having your cornflakes, and nothing to do with whether you choose where you go shopping because you like going there. It's about buying my Muller milk because it's got a great carbon footprint. That's true, isn't it? Right, so I've got to sort that out tomorrow. So yeah, so the big reveal, the free giveaway. More details in January, but I am going to be giving away barn owl boxes, I think. I'm going to be giving them out to one family, or could be a club or anything, per region of the UK and Ireland. That's how I do it these days. So that means England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland and Northern Ireland. So I will give you some more details about that. It's basically because I've sold a lot of calendars. I'm keen to put something back into the followers and the whole YouTube world and the farming world and stuff, and nature. The oak trees I gave away sort of a few years back were for nature, and I thought barn owl boxes because it's the sort of thing you mean to do, but you don't, do you? Because you think, oh, I've got to go out and buy one. Whereas if you get a chance to get given one, I hope you'd at least get up a ladder and put it up somewhere. So, find out in January. I'll be talking about that then. But in the meantime, the cows are in. They're not quite on the silage clamp. Funky Farmer winter starts. Right, you'll have a look at tomorrow when I do a reveal of what it's like inside another video. And I've also got to move Harry's car, which is a bit nail biting. We've got to go and store that outside because I've got to put it inside for winter. Harry won't be happy, but it's got to go outside because we need the shed for the dry case. Let me just show you. You see, it's a lovely shed, this dry case shed. 2012 we built this. Cracking shed. And this is where Harry's had his wagon. It's where I took his bumper off. Do you remember I whacked his bumper off? The only thing in here is the bumper. I need to get the dry cows in here now. Look at that. Someone accused me of rigging that photograph. I saw a video of when it fell off and ripped that off. They said, oh, you did that on purpose to get a video view. Look how cynical. That's the last thing I do to Harry's car. Can you imagine? I mean, he took it quite well, actually. I thought he would go a bit mental. There you go, I've used that bad word again. I thought he'd go a bit mental about it. A bit of string here. Always pick up string when you leave it around the farm, otherwise it writes some right mess. Yeah, I thought he'd go mad, but he was all right with it. So I've got to move the wagon tomorrow. Just hope I don't crash it tomorrow. Got one bumper off the front, might as well take the other one off the back. Oh, well, I got it wrong. I did get a word wrong. I got the bumper off the back. I'll take the one off the front. Oh. Right. Do you know what? I'm always tongue-tied, aren't I? Right. Anyway, I'll crack on. I'll see you tomorrow. Another video, another day, another euro, dollar, cent, pound. Crack on.